Welcome to Flora. Get ready for empowering talk.
Hello, it's so good to be with you today. I'm Flora, and I hope you enjoy the words of encouragement today. I know anger is sometimes can be a good thing, and sometimes it can be a bad thing. But what I'm going to be sharing is emotions. Anger is an emotion. Just like last week I shared about fear. Fear is an emotion. And sometimes we get emotional and we don't know why. And sometimes we have anger and we don't understand where that anger comes from. I'm going to share as much as I can and give you as much information as I can. Anger is a strong feeling of annoyance, displeasure, or hostility. What makes us angry? Anger appears when your expectations are not fulfilled. Anger occurs when you see some things as a threat, a possibility of danger or trouble. Sometimes we see it to be a big threat and it really is a small threat. And other times it is a big threat, such as like losing your business because of the rioting that's going on now, losing a loved one because of the killings that are going on in different cities, no law and order, losing your job because of the coronavirus. That is just. You have the right to be angry. You have a good reason to be angry, but it is not healthy not to deal with anger. It is important that you do. It's very important that you deal with your anger. You do not, and they commit, some don't, and they commit suicide. Others do drugs. Others start drinking. This way is harmful to you and your loved ones. So my message today is try to prevent you from going to that side. Anger appears in an attempt to hide other emotions. We try so hard to hide everything or feelings from those who probably need to know our true feelings the most. In other words, we keep our feelings to ourselves and we don't share them, and we hurt other people, plus we hurt ourselves. I faked it till I made it, but I was hurting by myself. I hid my feelings for a long time. What we do is keep our emotions bottled up inside of us. Everyone represses and hides their feelings every now and again, especially when we're feeling sad. I learned to say I'm sad when I'm sad. I'm mad when I'm mad. I am happy when I'm happy. It feels good to be honest with yourself and others. That way it does not turn into anger. I'm very honest with my emotions. Reasons why we may hide our feelings and wear masks: because it's emotional pain. It hurts to admit you are feeling angry. When I was helping people to root out their lies, I would always tell them, it will only hurt for a while, but what you gain is freedom. So you have to feel the pain. You have to feel the emotion, the anger, the feeling. Reasons why many hide their feelings. See, like some people have to take care of their elderlies. You know, they have to take care of their moms and dads, and they're old, and you have to become a caretaker. And some resent it. That causes anger. I always say you cannot give out to someone something that you do not have. You have to do it joyfully. You have to do it because you love them, not because you have to. Some people do have to, but they have to adjust their attitude and get rid of their anger so they can take care of their parents. A sick person cannot help a sick person. The blind cannot lead the blind person. Sometimes we disappear from the lives of people who matter. I used to do that all the time. That was just my way of not dealing with my emotions, my anger. Sometimes it was a good idea because they were toxic. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting away from toxic people, but others in my life were wonderful people. But I would make a decision just to drop them, and they never knew why. But today I have a different attitude because I got rid of my anger. This is something that happens when we're forced to face our emotions before we're ready to do so. Instead of facing them, we retreat from situations that force us to do so. Or we constantly stay busy. I thank God when I was constantly busy, I was helping people with their issues. But some stay busy for wrong reasons. You may take another job. Without having a moment to yourself, you're able to ignore the emotion that you're keeping hidden, and you're pretending. A lot of people pretend. I used to pretend. I always pretended like I was happy, and I was really miserable. You always tell everybody, I'm fine, but you are not. You're repressing your emotions, claiming that everything is well and good, even when it isn't. It's a way to push people away so you don't have to face your feelings. I was good at that. You're suppressing your anger, and one day you will explode. After all, if anyone knows they are not doing well, you do not have to admit it even to yourself. The most important kind of freedom is to be who you really are. I love being who I am. I'm being honest. And I think being honest is freedom. You take the masks off, because a lot of people walk around with masks. They're not really who they are, and they suppress that anger. You start to develop new anxieties, and they start taking pills. They go to the doctor and say, I have so much anxiety. Well, the doctors are more than happy to give you pills. Many times people learn to hold in disturbing emotions such as sadness, anger, or hurt. When any of these repressed feelings start to come to the surface, an internal alarm goes off that says dangerous emotions and are about to explode. And that's what happens to a lot of people. They land out exploding at the wrong time with the wrong people. Eventually they manifest in the form of drugs or other things, unfortunately. Perhaps you find it hard to leave the house. Many do, especially now with the coronavirus and the riots. Your thoughts start lying to you. Oh boy, our thoughts really get busy and start lying to us. You're feeling miserable. You may find that you are still able to put a phony smile. Some people have a phony smile and they're angry at the world. They're angry at their circumstances. Constant need for control. There's so many people, and there's too many people that are trying to control other people when they can't even control themselves. I do not understand why people want to have control. It's a lot of work. I know, I've been there, done that. It's a lot of work. Then you seek bad relationships. These relationships are always abusive. I would attract abusive relationships because the issues I had. Not anymore. Thank God for that. Humor is good when you use it for the right reasons. Laughing at your own pain becomes a way to brush it off rather than dealing with it. I had to do that to stay sane, but no more. It keeps your emotions hidden while also holding people who want to help at arm's length. In other words, this is as far as you get. You're not going to get any closer because I'm not going to mess with my emotions. The heart hardens. During all this time, the heart hardens. When you press or hide your emotions, you may find that it is harder to express the good ones. So what do? You protect yourself. This can cause people to stay distant from you, even when you need them to be there for you. You may start to come off like nothing bothers you, even when you are hurting deeply inside. This used to be me. Thank God it is not me anymore, because I learned how to deal with all those issues. Sadly, the positive emotions suffer. The things about locking away your emotions means that you may start to lock away even the good ones as well. Anger is building up inside of you. It can lead to emotions such as frustration and anger, and you easily get annoyed, displeased, uneasy, pain, and then many become bitter. That's the sad part of life. There's so many people that are bitter because they don't want to deal with their emotions because they're hidden. They're so hidden you can't find them. They are the symptoms that these are the symptoms that cause anger. There are many common triggers for anger, such as losing your patience, feeling as if your opinion or efforts are not appreciated, and injustice. Other causes of anger include memories of traumatic events and worrying about personal problems. Some common anger triggers include such as missing a promotion at work or relationship, a problem caused by another person, even like traffic or a ticket or getting in a car accident. You also have unique anger that triggers. Do you enrage when someone cuts you off in traffic? Have you ever seen people? Some people get enraged. I had this man throwing fingers at me all different ways. His face was red in rage. I said to myself, he needs to learn to manage his anger. Does your blood pressure rocket when your child refuses to cooperate? Parents sometimes turn into the Hulk. Some of you might not be aware of the Hulk, but the Hulk used to come out on TV on a weekly series. That Hulk was a man that would turn into a giant green man. He was a nice man, but do not make him mad because he would turn into a big green man. We need to be able to control our temper before we change into that green giant with anger. I had those moments when I was married with my husband. I have to admit, my children would say, "Uh-oh, mom's turning into the green Hulk, the giant." Anger is a normal and even healthy emotion, but it is important to direct it in a positive way. Uncontrolled anger can take a toll on both your health and your relationships. I remember I got an ulcer because I was trying to keep peace in my home. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor asked me, "What were you doing before?" I let my anger out. I told the doctor. He said, "Keep doing it until you learn to manage it." I had reason to be angry, but I knew it was not good for my health. Allow me to help and give you what I did. So I'm just going to give you some pointers here. First, I got rid of the problem. My husband, that is what I had to do. But in your case, I will try to direct you towards managing your anger. Always think before you speak. Do not put your foot in your mouth and then have to apologize. Just think before you speak. The moment your temper starts to rise, it is easy to say something you will later regret. Take a few moments or gather your thoughts before saying anything, and allow others the space they need to gather their thoughts in that situation. In other words, be fair to them, and hopefully they'll be fair to you, that when you're feeling emotional, while you're feeling angry, you always give yourself space. Just relax. Once you are composed, now you can express your anger, because you don't want to express because it can lead to health problems. As soon as you are seeing things with a clear head, now you can express your frustration in a positive way, not aggressive or hostile. Now you can tell them your concerns, needs clearly and directly without hurting others or trying to control them. Get some exercise. We all need physical activity. It can help reduce stress that can cause you to become angry. You can channel your anger in sports, running, so many different ways. I used to tell the people that used to come in for counseling, I used to say, get a dog. Get a dog. I had all the people coming in, and they go buy a dog, and the stress would reduce. If you feel your anger is becoming intense, go for a short walk or spend some time doing other enjoyable physical activities. You can go swimming. Take time out. Time out is time out. When I was at the public school helping with the kindergarten kids, I was always hearing time out because the child was acting out. Give yourself short breaks during the times of the day and when you tend to be stressful. I do that now. When I start to feel stress on me, because remember, stress goes to anger. When I start to feel stress on me, what I do is take breaks. I help myself to feel better. So I take breaks. I take breaks when stress wants to take over. A few moments of quiet time might help you feel better, prepared to handle what is ahead without getting irritated or angry. Find possible solutions. There's solutions. Instead of focusing on what you're mad about, work on resolving the issue. You did not get the job you wanted. Okay, so you didn't get the job you wanted, but what you need to do is focus on, now I don't have the job, but eventually I will have the job. I always say keep your eye on the ball. But soon I will get that job. In other words, you turn it into something good. You say, okay, I don't have the job now, but I will have the job tomorrow. And that'll keep your hope up, and it'll keep you released of being stressed out or worry or any of that stuff. We have to keep this in mind. Anger will not fix anything. It might only make it worse. Statements. Oh, I do that a lot. When I used to counsel, I would make statements, and I would ask them, how do you feel? Are you experiencing a memory? Are you experiencing a thought? Do you feel pain right now? Tell me. So statements are important. To avoid criticizing or placing blame, what might only increase tension, use statements to describe the problem. Be respectful and specific. For example, say, I am upset because you were too busy to help me with my project. Instead of never, you never do, don't use never do, because that'll cause that person to get upset, because I'm sure that person does things for you, because that is not true. That is a lie. The way we approach things makes a difference. First of all, don't hold a grudge. That's one good thing about me that you can find in me, is that I don't hold grudges. Forgiveness is a powerful tool. If you allow anger and other negative feelings to crowd out positive feelings, you might find yourself swallowed up by your own bitterness or sense of injustice. I know so many that are in this condition. Unfortunately, I have met a lot of them, and hopefully I helped a lot of them, because they cannot forgive. I always forgave my husband, so I had a lot of practice. So I was never bitter towards him, ever. Today I believe that humor helped me to see things better instead of becoming bitter. It takes energy out from you when you do not forgive. It makes people sick. A lot of people are sick because they have an unforgiving heart. They're bitter, they're angry. Get rid of it. Just ask God to forgive you and forgive yourself and forgive whoever hurt you. But if you cannot forgive someone who angered you, you might both learn from the situation and strengthen your relationship. So remember, forgiveness brings freedom, and your anger will probably leave at that moment. Use humor to release tension. I thank God for humor. Today I believe that humor helped me to see things better instead of becoming bitter. Lighten up. Help diffuse the tension. Use humor to help you face what is making you angry. You have to do that. And possibly any unrealistic expectations you have for how things should be. In other words, don't ever expect things to go a certain way, because they won't. Avoid getting a hard heart. It can hurt others and make things worse for you and others. Practice peace. I always say, peace, be still. I have somebody in my church would always say, peace, be still. He had to say it to himself over and over again. Everything is going to be all right. When your temper flares up, just say, it is not that bad. Take it easy. Talk to yourself. Not all the time, but in those moments. I don't want you to start talking to yourself every day. No, just those moments, because that's what I do. I talk to myself. I say, everything's going to be okay. I know the future is going to be great. I tell my granddaughter, when you cannot sleep, think about what makes you happy. And that's what we got to think about. What makes us happy. Have memories that you were happy and you had joy and things are going good. Know when to seek God. Know when to seek help. Learning to control anger is a challenge for everyone at times. I don't care how good of a person you are, and anger, it's part of our our makeup. It's part of our design. We all have anger inside of us. It's just how we approach it and how we use it and what we do with it. Seek help for anger issues if your anger seems out of control, because you will do things that you will regret and hurt other people, and you don't want to do that. Today I wanted to mention that I have 2 books for sale at Amazon, and one is on its way, and I'm so happy about that because the next one is He Rescued Me. And God has rescued me from so many things. And I was sharing this with my daughter. I said, I am a very blessed woman because He has never, I said, I've never pawned anything in my life. I've never sold things that were important to me because I couldn't take care of the finances. Somehow God always provided. And that's because I was able to get rid of my anger. I was able to get rid of all this. So I invite you to my email, florapadilla@aol.com. If this has helped you or if you have any questions, I have a form in my website, Mending Broken Hearts Ministries or .org. Fill it out, and I will get it, and I will respond. If you have any questions, any problems that you might want to share, and you say, my marriage, what can I do about my marriage? What can I do about my relationship? Whatever questions you may have, or if this has helped you in any way, shape, or form, I would really appreciate your comments. Let me know how you received it, and if you agreed with a lot of things, or you're going through those things and you say, you gave me an answer. And because I believe that I can speak on emotional and the emotional issues, because I've dealt with all kinds of emotional issues. But today I can say that I'm so happy that God has done a miracle in my life. And because He did a miracle in my life, I want a miracle in your life. So I want God to do everything that He needs to do in your life. But remember, you have to work it. You have to go through the process. You have to want to get rid of anger, because I know I wanted to get rid of anger. I wanted to get rid of fear. So next week I will probably talk about another subject, and I hope you tune in. I don't know what the subject will be, but it'll be an emotional issue. So I just want to thank you for all that you are doing at your home or wherever you're at. If you're in the prisons, wherever you're at, I just want to let you know that everything's going to be all right, and God's going to empower you to do things great. And I know that because He did it for me, He'll do it for you, because that's who God is. But we have to go out and get the help that we need. We have to talk to the right people at the right time. We have to ask questions. Because I used to ask a lot of questions. I still do. I'm always asking questions because I want to know. I want to know the facts. I want to know everything. And just remember what we're going through now. There's help. I guarantee there's help. So I thank you today for joining me. I encourage you to continue coming in every week, because like I said, I'm going to have different issues, different words that we all have to deal with in life. And fortunately I have, so that's why I decided to do this, to come out every week just to express my appreciation to God and appreciate you for listening and watching. Thank you so much. This is Flora Padilla. My program is called Flora. So you tune in to Flora that will empower you. So I'm really believing that you will come back, and I'm praying that you will. So thank you. Flora is the name of the program, and I'll be talking on issues. Thank you.